We're still, at least in the Eastern churches, still within the celebration of the ascension of our Lord into heaven. A very relevant event. Why? Because one of the main points of it is, and miracles, is this, that on the throne of heaven, in heaven, is a human body, human nature, on the throne of heaven, the highest place in heaven. How could this be? That tells us something about our human bodies, about the human person, human nature, and our ultimate destiny. Imagine God had a destiny for us, including these bodies, to be mounted on the throne of heaven with him. And this is what lies behind all the church's teachings on morality related to the body. In other words, sexual morality, which so many people today are trying to change. Especially, we're seeing that in, unfortunately, some of the synodal papers, the synodal reports, such as from group number 9, where they want the church to legitimize things that have to do, behaviors have to do with our human body in the sexual way, that are not conscious of the glorious nature of our bodies and its glorious destiny. In other words, its holiness, its intent by God. You see, the so-called rules or teachings of the church relative to human sexuality, which is the ones that are most fought against, misunderstood. Those are not just a bunch of rules made up by a bunch of celibates in Rome, and who are they to tell us what to do with our body and in the bedroom? Oh, I hate cliches like that. So silly, so shallow. Yet we use them, we live by them. It's not about celibates in Rome making up rules to make our lives miserable and stay out of our bedroom. It's about the church simply pointing to what God has created and why he has created it and the why behind it and what it is about. And that is especially true with the human body. And so, yes, there is a way to live in that body. And there is a way not to live in it. Because if we don't live in it according to God's design, we are creating sin and misery for the world. And this is what a lot of the protesting is and whining is against the church about people wanting to change its rules, its teachings when it comes to things like the same-sex lifestyle, same-sex marriage, and so on. These people do not understand at all the why behind the human body, the beautiful mystical why. And it's right here in this event of the Ascension. In our prayers in the Byzantine Church, we say this, very powerful, very direct. And we've been saying this for centuries, prayers. You that despise the body, your foolish talk is now silenced. Clearly, Christ has revealed to us that all those united in his flesh will ascend with him on high. Do you see the value of the human body? Its theology, the theology of the human body, in other words, how it reflects and participates in God. What the church says about sexual morality comes from that, not a bunch of empty rules by a bunch of crusty celibates in Rome trying to make our lives miserable. And it has been in the church. These teachings have been in the church for centuries, and they come right from the action of Jesus Christ himself. So they cannot change, regardless of our whining, our protesting, our conniving, our manipulation, synodal papers. Nothing can change what God himself has done. It is we who must ascend to what God has done, whether we like it or not, whether it's comfortable or not, whether it's difficult or not.